Well, I get home from work, and the youngest apparently orders a carburetor for his little bike. And to be honest with you guys, I'm so tired of fudging with this damn bike, I'm making him do it. So, let's see how many swear words he busts out. Stay tuned. All right, my mans, what do you think we need to pull off on this thing? Where's your carb? You even know where it is? Show me the carb.
The carburetor is right here.
All right.
And it also has the choke port. And it also leads down to about right here.
Okay.
So this whole little part's the carburetor.
Right on. So what do you think we need to pull off first?
I would say maybe right here, around right here.
You know what those are?
Nope.
Okay, those are your manifold bolts. Why don't we get pitter patter and get at her?
Okay.
Rip those off. I'm gonna say that's probably a 8 or a 10 mil. Why don't you go ahead and get to it? I would go ahead and do is loosen up that hose clamp on that other side first.
Right here?
You're gonna need the other side over here. Go ahead and just loosen that clamp out so that whole thing will pop out. You're gonna pull off the things first? Okay, go ahead and get to those.
Oh, it's too small.
Too small? Yeah. Welcome to my life. You got the 10?
Yeah.
It's always the 10 millimeter. When in doubt, pull the 10 millimeter out.
Right.
And don't lose it, because those things are precious. They're like gold. All right, so go ahead and pop those two off.
Oh.
Too big, huh?
Yeah.
That's not a 10 millimeter, my dude.
How did the 15 get in the 10 millimeter spot?
I wouldn't know. You're the one that keeps getting into that tool.
I didn't. I touched the ring.
I think somebody's getting his own toolbox for Christmas. You find the 10 this time?
Yeah, it was apparently a 12 socket.
Well, maybe you should put the sockets back in the right thing next
I
time.
didn't touch
All right, well then we'll reorganize them when we get back in there. You got her in there?
and it's too big.
I'm telling you, it's probably the 8. I told you that to begin with, but whatever. Well, told you, I are an idiot. He's probably getting ready to cuss. It's typical for us, right? But,
Hopefully it works this time.
all right.
Done.
You ready to cuss it out?
And I just threw it.
Don't yeet my tools.
This is like the 5th time going in. There we go. Alright. Which way do I turn?
Righty tighty, lefty loosey. You gotta get it on that bolt, my guy.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Pro tip, a socket and a ratchet would be a hell of a lot easier. Maybe go get that size in a deep well.
I mean, I just got the 8 on. There we go.
Eventually.
There you go.
Oh, the carburetor out. Wondering what it looks like.
I guess he's trying to get TikTok famous too, huh? Come on, man, you gotta get your nuts good.
It would be much easier if this plastic part was here.
Nah, yes and no. It's not really that big of a deal. I might consider ripping that spark plug wire out of the way, but you seem to be doing good. Now, when that bolt comes out, you're going to lose, or might not lose it, but you're going to have a gasket, a plastic rubberized gasket, or I don't even know what the hell those are made of. But anyway, it's going to be between the carburetor and the manifold. You got to make sure you don't lose that piece either, okay?
Okay.
You're going to need to take that screw off of the back side of the boot of the carburetor, and it should all come off. There you go. Not one cuss word yet. I'm surprised.
Because I'm not like you.
Hey, you are too.
Yeah, on brain size.
You're saying you're a genius?
Not saying you are either.
Yeah, you're gonna need to pull this boot off right there. That's going to be a Looks like a Phillips head screwdriver right down there.
Right here?
Nope, the boot, right here, this boot clamp right there. You're gonna need to pull that off. You shouldn't have to pull it all the way out. You should just be able to loosen it up and it should pop out. Be able to pull it straight out. There you go. Remember that gasket, there you go. Okay, we're gonna probably reuse your throttle cable linkage. So what we're gonna need to do is, I guess Dad replaced this before because I got it zip tied on there. Okay, so we're gonna need to cut this zip tie and this throttle linkage cable will come off. So why don't you go ahead and get my knife, we'll chop that zip tie, and then that should be able to twist by hand, and then we'll pull it apart. And I think we're gonna clean out your jet, and we're gonna reuse your stock jet because I don't think the new carb's gonna have the proper size jet. So go ahead and get my knife, and I think we'll probably be able to get that off by hand. You come out to help us too, Jax? Yes, you did. Oh, okay. Why don't you let me cut that, my dude? I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off, and then you can finish it up.
Okay.
I don't want you to cut your fingers with the razor knife, okay? All right, I cut that off. Go ahead and rip your fuel line off. Is your fuel shut off? Because if your fuel ain't shut off, you're gonna be taking a bath in gasoline. That one right there where it cut. There you go. Drip, drip, drip. Yep, just hold it up. Just put it up somewhere. Like pinch it up here. We'll just kind of tuck it up here in the seat. That way it's not dripping, okay?
Okay.
All right, you should be able to unscrew the top part of your throttle cable. Be careful because it is spring loaded. You're gonna have to grab the actual metal part. There you go. Okay, don't lose none of that pin or anything. And okay, that there is just a clip. You might be able to get that off by hand. If not, we'll go get a pair of pliers. Usually you can get that off by hand. You just gotta squeeze that, those two pieces here, okay? But here, I'll tell you what, you got your carb out. All right, here's the thing. I highly, highly doubt this is gonna have the proper jet. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna go grab the carb cleaner and we're gonna pull your old jet out and clean it up real good and reuse it in a new carb, okay?
Okay.
So these two screws here, we're gonna pop those off, pull off your float bowl. So let's start by pulling these two screws off of that, okay?
Okay.
Get your Phillips. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Good job, always keep your extra parts. Because when you put shit back together, after doing something yourself, it kind of looks like this.
You know, when you sewed me up, you put some of the stuffing in the wrong places, so I'm a little fucked up. But will you take care of me forever and ever?
All right, good job. All right, so you're probably gonna need a flathead now. I don't think that's gonna come out by hand, no. Go get a flathead. You're gonna put the flathead in there. That's a Phillips, so you're gonna need a flathead. And you're gonna pull that jet out, okay? Did I grab too fat of a flathead? I think I did. Well, nobody said your dad was very smarticle. Before we strip it, let me go grab a new bit, okay? All right, now we got you a skinnier jet. Let's go ahead and, or skinnier screw. Just rip that jet out of there.
Yep.
Now you'll become a master carb technician. You can fix the Coleman.
I'm not fixing the Coleman.
Pull that out. Then we got to do the same thing with the new carburetor. Good thing we got the carb cleaner since you just got mud in your jet. So I believe these take the 58 mil jet. I think that's what I ran in there before. Doesn't look too bad, but I'm gonna go ahead and spray the carb cleaner through there for you anyways. I'll do this part so you don't get that chemical on your hand. Not that it's terrible, but my hands are already all foobarred, so you're young. I don't need you getting all messed up. All right, I went ahead and sprayed that out, and I got this carb cleaner on my hands because I'm not smarticle enough to wear gloves. Do the same thing with this because we're gonna pull out the new jet because like I said, doubt that's gonna be the same. So we'll just reuse the jet. We got it cleaned up nicely. So pull that one out of your new carb. That already had the jet in there. He asked if it had the jet in. But see that hole? That little tiny hole in there is what sprays your fuel in. Now that hole, although you can't really tell with the naked eye, could be just ever so slightly than the old jet. So you know, you got to have it properly jetted for where you're riding at. So since we know that that jet's okay for here, we're just going to go ahead and use that one and save this because I don't know what size this is, okay? So what we're going to do is go ahead and put the old jet into the new carburetor. Now we got it all cleaned up. All right, what we're going to do is go ahead and slap your float bowl back on there. Make sure you get it in the right orientation there. There you go. Guess the spider's a workbench today, huh? All right, right on. What we're gonna do is we gotta make sure we get that in the right orientation, okay? So which way do you think this goes on there?
Well, I think it would go like this.
Remember, you had the manifold bolts that go in the front and the rubber boot that goes in the back, so maybe like this. But also, we are reusing the throttle cable tube, so we're gonna remove this top part here, okay?
Okay.
So unfortunately, that's not gonna screw straight in because you got that pin in there. So we're gonna have to dig that out inside of there. See that little pin?
Yep.
Because it's gonna have to go in there orient. Oh, Jesus, I cannot talk. I am so tired to do this. So we're gonna pop that out, then that should slide in there, okay?
Okay.
I'll go ahead and see if my fat fingers will work for this one. Okay, here you go, my dude. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and put this back on. You're gonna start with the top, the throttle cable area. Now that's only gonna be able to go in one way, so make sure we get that on there right, okay? And then you're gonna, I'll tell you what to do next. Only go in one way, there's little grooves. I'm not gonna have to help you here. Yeah, here, pop that out again, look. You gotta spin this. Look inside of there. See those grooves there? Those lines on both sides can only go in one way, okay?
Okay.
So you got to try to get it in there. Look inside. You can see where the grooves are, and get her on in there.
I just gotta.
It'll screw on pretty easily if you got it on there. I think you don't have it on completely yet. Give it a little twist. Give the black piece a little twist. See if it'll pop in. It should slide all the way in. Twist it the other way, I think. There you go, there you go. Bada bing.
Hey, I did it! I did it! I did it! Yay, Montecitos! Now I gotta do the next part. Woohoo!
Is that how that song goes? I always thought it was maraschino.
Maraschino?
I don't know. I don't know Spanish.
Neither do I.
We should watch more Dora the Explorer. All right, yeah, you're gonna put that rubber boot on first, because that's gonna be the easiest.
Okay.
And then you're gonna need that little manifold gasket to go in there. So get that rubber boot. You gotta get that on there nice and tight. Remember, that's gonna be a real pain in the butt. All right, I went ahead and made life easier for you, my guy. I took your whole manifold off. You're missing something.
Yeah, it's in that box.
You're gonna need this gasket. Wrong way. Yeah, nope. How's the gasket gonna hold on if you thread those in there first? You gotta go, the bolt's gotta go through the manifold, through the gasket, and then into the carburetor. So we're gonna go ahead and put that onto your bolt. I really can't talk. So you're gonna go ahead and put that piece up into your boot. Make sure it's nice and snug all the way in there. So go ahead and shove that into your boot there. Nice and carefully, go ahead and do that. It's your bike, your job, your pig, your farm. There you go, you gotta get it all snug up in there, real tight. Okay, you got it tight?
Yep.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and get those bolts. There you go, good job. You're gonna wanna thread it in with your finger a few threads so you don't cross thread it. Cross-threading those things is a real pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. Ask me how I know. So go ahead and get that one threaded in a few threads, and then thread the other side in. Then you can tighten them down, and we'll tighten up your boot there. Hook up your fuel lines and everything, and give it a crank. Oh, you got it all connected. You tighten up the boot.
Yep.
Also, you're missing something else before you could fire it up. Let's see if you figure it out.
What?
Let me know in the comments section. Y'all can see what he's missing. Well, what did you think? What's that?
Fuel. I didn't turn anything.
Well, you know, you could turn the fuel on, but how's the fuel going to get into the carburetor? With the hose attached to your seat. Think maybe you should attach your fuel line? There you go. Might need to get a new zip tie too. Nope. Nope. That's a vent tube. It's gonna go way up here into this nozzle right there, up there on that other side, okay? So we're gonna stretch it up here, put it onto that, pop. What we may need to do is get a zip tie and tighten that pig down on there though, okay?
Okay.
We may have to do some adjustments, but go ahead and give it a shot. You got gas in it? I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas.
You got gas.
It got gas. Look at that. Kill it. We're gonna have to adjust the throttle.
Yeah.
But that was a good fire, first kick. Look at that. Let's go ahead and get this throttle adjusted, and I will help you with that. All right, my dude. Let's go ahead and give it a kick. We got the carb installed. You got your chain tightened. Just dry her out. Key on, fuel on, kill switch on. Kick it. Hell yeah. There you go. How you feel? You did it yourself.
I actually feel pretty good about it.
Sounds good. Right on.
I'm gonna take it up around here a little.
Ain't you missing something?
What?
You know, up there on your little head there?
Yeah, I know, but
Why don't we throw that on at least, and then you can take it. Fist bump. Boom, good job.
make sure we get it all warmed up.
Think it's warmed up.
Huh?
I think you're good. No choke, so you're good. God, you need a bigger bike.
Yeah.
I think we got it. Sounds like it. Had to mess with the idle air and throttle adjustment. Adjustment. Okay, how's that feel?
Huh?
How's that feel?
Pretty good.
Okay, we can give her another rip. Hell yeah.